Hey,
Jeez.
Cesco.
Oh my God. What the heck? We're live? Yo, I fucking hate you.
Got him. Actually, that was an accident. That's okay.
Are our mics even hot right
Oh
now?
yeah, we're on. We're fully on.
Oh shit. All
Look
right.
alive.
Hey,
Look
hey
alive.
guys. All right. I guess we're on. Hey, how are you doing, guys? Welcome to the 60th. That is right. The 60th. I like a good,
Six
nice round
zero.
number. The 60th episode of Our Thoughts Live, the weekly live stream show that is coming at you, that is walking through the valley of the shadow of death. I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left.
Mm.
It's gonna
Amish
so long. Man, rest
paradise.
in peace, Coolio. Yeah. Man, rest in peace, Coolio, man. That song will always be like one of my favorite memories of like hip hop ever.
Mm-hmm.
Just listening to that song for the first time. I think my dad just like put me on, and I don't know, someone's gonna have to fact check me in the comments, but I think he passed on the anniversary
He
of,
did.
of when he dropped that song. That's
The
crazy.
10 year that song came out 10 years ago, yesterday,
Damn.
and that's the day we heard of his passing, which is crazy. But yeah, I saw someone say, and this is kind of the sentiment I feel about with Coolio, but it's just like it always sucks when someone passed away where like you could probably tell like they didn't really fully understand how much the people, like the public, the streets love them until they're gone, you know?
Mm.
Um so yeah.
DMX. I think
The
of DMX is
yeah.
one of those people.
So always try to give flowers to them while they're still here, you know?
Oh yeah, man. That's what this channel partly is about, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then there's some people that we just like to hate on, just because. Also, how do you accidentally put us live on stream? Like,
Bruh, okay.
what button did you press?
Every time I don't okay, so I've hotkey my enter button to be like okay. So the setup on Streamlabs is like I have an edit version and the live. So I can like do a little edit that's not live and that'll switch over and then it'll switch to the live view. And that button to switch is enter. And so I was looking up the digital marquee that we were talking
Oh,
about, and I'm like, and enter, and I'm like, oh.
wait, yeah. Could you give them some context as to like why we were looking up marquee signs?
Oh, it was just an idea. Like I thought it would be cool if like, cause you see, I have this blank space right here, like that
Mm.
I could either put like a poster, and then I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I had like a little sign that I could change that like lit up that say like OTP or DJ Cat, like whatever we want to like,
Daddy
whatever little
Khaled,
yeah meme I want to put up back there. It'd be cool if I could put an
free
image
Teddy
back there.
Magnus.
Yeah. I can make a hashtag. So maybe because I've seen streamers where like they can link it up to their Streamlabs, and then when they get like a new donor, their name will pop up on it. And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
sick. I was
you
gonna
know,
say it'd be cool if we do a super chat where it's like where like a feature where it's like every super chat you can decide what goes on the
yeah,
marquee. Yeah. Also,
that
am I
too.
okay? Am I a little glitchy
No, you're
at
good.
all?
You're good. You're good.
Okay. All
I
right,
mean,
great. Sorry.
do I look okay? Because unless you guys can
Oh,
tell, the lighting, I think I figured it out.
yeah.
So
You look. He doesn't. Does he not look like he's about to give like a passionate monologue about like what is going on in his mind, like a soliloquy? Like is about. Oh, damn. Tell us what's on your mind right now.
you know, Andrew Che was right. I really, and I'm just gonna stop there. Zoom out.
Okay. Fair enough. Good point. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and plug the Kissland video. You guys are already ahead of the game right here.
Yes, I see
Thank you
it.
for Kitchen Boy. Uh, the Kissland video. It is finally here. We finally did it. Um, and it's out. I don't know. I just hope y'all enjoyed it. It's kind of like the
I
Kissland video
enjoyed
is
it.
something that I know a lot of people. I've been seeing the comments over the years of like,
Right.
oh, dude, where's the Kissland video? Can't wait for the Kissland video. Like, when you guys do the Kissland video, you guys are really gonna see the lyricism and the writing on there. Um, so there's obviously I've personally felt a lot of pressure, even though there really wasn't any to get something to you guys. But we'll talk about that a little more in a bit. But with that said, man, how have you been?
I've been good, man. It's been officially a week, right? Since
You're
since
free.
I've
You're a free
graduated.
man.
Yes. So it's been crazy, man. It's been a little anticlimactic, to be honest. Just because my school. But like other than that, I've been really enjoying my time. I celebrated. Thankfully, my mom's is down here, so I've been celebrating a little bit with half my family. I'm gonna see my dad in a little bit when I head up to the Bay tomorrow. Just so you know, the boys are reuniting again sometime this next week. So got that to look forward to. But yeah, thank you for the congrats. Thank you for the
with a little
claps.
something.
With a little,
Maybe with a little something
you need to clarify.
in the works.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It was a little
Yeah,
suggestive
hold
there.
on. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick. You all have been putting words in my mouth that I have not been saying for the past 3 episodes, and I want to talk about it. Okay. I
Oh,
don't really have much to talk
I
to
was
say,
gonna.
but why?
Oh,
Why?
I was
No, I
gonna
know.
give you your confessional
Um,
right here.
oh, okay. Why are we putting these words in my mouth? I've done nothing but love you guys. I've loved, I love you, Matt. I love every one of you. Yet here I am. I'm just saying what I from the heart. I'm speaking from the heart, and all of a sudden you guys want to put little, little connotations to it and little things that
Mm.
just do not and it's not that I don't support the gay community, but when
Whoa.
I'm being thrust into this, oh, see, there it is again.
Whoa. Ain't nobody talking about the gay community. I don't know what you're bringing up. Chess was trying to get canceled. He saw the clout that the
Can't
Try
win.
Guys
I
had,
can't
and he's
win.
like, I just want to have that clout. Chess was
Yeah,
kind of
I
be
wanna,
trending
I wanna be able to, well, we got Kissland trending, so we got check that off the.
because of us.
We
Because of
did.
us.
Yeah. But that is definitely something that I want to do is write a no on my notes app. I'm sorry
The
to the
formal
people who I may have
apology.
hurt. Yeah, we are working to figure this out. So sorry for everything
That's how
I've
you know
done,
you made it.
kind of thing. Yeah. So no.
Wait, okay. Anyway, what I was saying about I wanted to say something for my graduation. How I celebrated being a free man was I went to the Academy Awards Museum and I wanted to save this not really reveal, but I want to talk about it on stream because I know you were like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Mm,
But yeah, I went to the Academy Awards Museum on I don't know what day it was. I can't keep track of time, but it was really dope. It was well, first of all, it was kind of funny because it was really hard to get to it. I mean, just because has traffic, but the traffic was caused by a movie being filmed in the middle of the
mm.
street on my way to see a museum about movies filmed in LA. I don't know. I thought it was ironic, but yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can do a little. Hold on. I want to bring
Mm.
up the photos, but
A little show and
a
tell.
little show and
Okay.
tell. But it was super dope. You guys will definitely recognize a bunch of stuff. They had Disney stuff. They had things from Marvel films, Batman, Interstellar.
This is Matt trying to appeal
I'm
to
trying to appeal to you
to everyone.
guys. I'm telling you, it was dope. And just as someone, if you just like movies, you'll think it's cool. So anyway, here we go. So for some reason, I'm not on there. But just pretend that you see me right now. But
I'm embodying both of us at the
yeah.
moment.
So
Yeah.
this is the first photo I took. Some. Here's my BFA talking. So this is how we used to cut movies before we had phones,
Yeah.
laptops, computers. This is how movies were actually edited. These like circles is where they'd put those spools of film, and it would run kind of like this crazy pattern that the film would run, and the image would pop up on this screen. And if you wanted to make a cut, you would literally take scissors and cut the film and then cut it to whatever the next shot is and then stitch it together with tape. That's how they used to cut movies. And that's where actually the term cut came from.
Mm.
Telling you.
Okay. This is I love this little PowerPoint TED talk. We're like
This
going
was
through the history of film right now with
yeah,
Matthew
yeah.
Mac.
This was really impromptu, honestly. But some Oscars, of course. It is the Academy Awards Museum. This is the Oscar for the guy who played the detective in To Kill a Mockingbird. Um, this is the Oscar for Star Wars. The Academy Award. It's for visual effects. So best visual effects. This is the very first Star Wars, 1977. This one, Shrek, the Shrek Oscar. Um, best animated feature film. Yes, It won an Oscar, and it's in the museum.
Well deserved. Well
Well
deserved.
deserved. And then this is Barry Jenkins from Moonlight, my favorite movie of all time. Other than that, this is just a bunch of stuff I wanted to just archive and just look back on because it's just film history stuff. So it's all good. I thought this was dope. This is when you get invited to the Oscars in the year 2000. This is what your invite looked like. So it's this really cool design. They thought it was so cool they actually put it on a T-shirt.
Oh,
Um,
that's, yeah.
but in the 70s, 1968, actually, this is what the Oscars invite looked like. This like flowery, Silk Sonic looking invite.
It looks like friggin' like the church windows, the
Right.
glass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stained glass.
Um, this is the
Mm,
misread. Remember when they said that La La Land one?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they said that because this is all it said on the on the card was Moonlight. Um,
Yeah, who do you remember who read that who read that out?
yeah, it was like some really old dude.
Oh, okay.
Um,
There you go.
bro
Too
couldn't
many
read clearly.
glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This is fire. This is Bruce Lee's personal copy of Enter the Dragon, his film that he wrote with his
Oh,
illustrations.
oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Sick,
sick. Um,
sick.
they also had some dope, like so many sick movie posters. Like I wanted all of them, bro. Like the Bruce Lee ones were fire. They had a whole Spike Lee section that. Let me tell you, this museum. There's so much to look at. You could spend 6, 7 hours there. Like if you really sat and looked at everything. Another one for Enter the Dragon. This one's fire. I'd put both these up on the wall.
Wait,
Um, yeah.
did you mention this before? How much does it cost to get into this museum?
I think for students, it's like 20, $20.
Okay,
No,
that's not bad at all.
22 maybe. Yeah, I think for three of us we paid like $50, which for the for the Cal, this is literally the best museum in LA in my opinion. Um, I mean, I'm pretty biased, but like just from
Mhm.
like a the technology and the design of the building and the stuff they had. These are the lenses they shot Citizen Kane on. Like,
Ooh.
bro, like that's like if you talk about film history, that's like one of the greatest films of all time that they say, like top essential films.
I remember. I think there was a movie that I think David Fincher dropped, Menk.
Mank, it's
And it,
about the making of Citizen Kane. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and they actually sought out those lenses and filmed, I think, on those lenses. So,
Really? Oh, okay.
oh,
That's
yeah, yeah.
crazy. That's really cool. Just a quick thing. Okay, so here's like the Spike Lee section. This is fire. This is the Cannes Film Festival Spike Lee edition posters signed by him and hella people. Um, this is just a bunch of like vibes that that kind of go with Spike Lee's aesthetic.
Bunch of vibes. Yeah.
Bunch of vibes. This is the camera and setup they filmed Wizard of Oz on. Crazy. This is the first time they had color film. Um, Midsommar, y'all know that. The May Queen dress. Um, I thought this was MF Doom, but apparently this is from the Gladiator. And
Uh,
yeah, but I'm like, damn. I'm gonna just say that's medieval MF Doom.
that's what the M stands for.
Yeah. This is Matthew McConaughey. I can't even say Matthew McConaughey's spacesuit from Interstellar. Pretty fire. Funny looking camera. Oh my god, this exhibit was insane, dude. Like, it was this whole expose on this one Spanish director, and it was just the exhibit itself was beautiful. Like, as a director, like this is how I'd want my work to be like displayed.
Mm,
You know,
hmm.
um, some dope looking posters, cartoons, Nightmare Before Christmas. This is like the animation. Oh, this is fire. These are actual cells from Akira, the anime feature film.
Oh,
Yeah, so these are the cells they actually used when they were making the film. Because, it's all like old school, they draw it hand by hand and then just take a,
yeah.
Avatar, this is how they filmed it. The Blue People one with like the face capture. R2D2.
Rit-
Yep. 2001 A Space Odyssey. Shape of Water,
Shape of
yes.
Water.
Edward Scissorhands. The actual scissors. Yeah, dude, it was so much. Arnold.
Hmm.
Looking crazy. This is a little video I took of a miniature, and I'm pretending. Doesn't that look like it's like a drone shot or something?
It does.
So I literally just filmed
Ooh.
that with my phone. This is
What is
from
this?
the
Hogwarts?
this is actually from the Batman, the
Oh,
Batman
Michael Keaton.
Returns. Yeah,
Mm.
the the what's his name? The director, the one who did Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, Burton.
Burton,
Tim
Tim
Burton.
Burton's Batman. Yeah, this was a crazy ass room. I don't know what it was. And then here, this is a good one to end it off. So it was very fitting
Mhm.
since I had just graduated from film school, and there's this dot wall, and my mom wanted to take a picture in front of it, and then as she took it, this like faded in, and I was like,
That's
"Yo, this is hard." The
that is hard,
future
and
of
also
cinema.
it's true. It's facts.
Hmm. And then yeah, this is just like it was a really cool space. This is kind of just the view from the top. Yeah, man, me and my mom. But yeah,
Hey,
there you go. Little show and tell. That's what I
yeah,
did.
love it, man. That's dope, man. That's dope, and also like that just makes me really want to go. Like I,
There was
man,
so much. That was like 1/10 of everything.
yeah, that just opened up in the past like 2 years, right? Like
Yeah,
literally during the pandemic, right?
yeah. Highly, highly recommend. If you're in LA, check out the Academy Awards Museum. The gift shop goes crazy. It's a
Mm.
collab with Amoeba, so they have, which is this big vinyl record shop, here in LA, and so they have like Academy Awards merch. They have a bunch of dope coffee tables. They have like a Spike Lee merch, and then they have soundtracks, like vinyl soundtracks. They had The Social Network, Tron, La La Land, all that. Oh, you got one? Let's see.
Sorry,
Ooh,
that's it.
oh,
Little flex of
fire!
bad boy.
The
Anytime someone
Jaws.
mentions a soundtrack vinyl, I had to show this one. But yeah, no, oh my God, that's sick. Sorry, just a random flex. My bad. But
That's fire.
what were you just saying?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, go. I recommend. It's a good time.
Did you cop any? Did you cop anything from the gift shop?
I did. I copped a shirt. It's this like,
The invitation one?
no, no, no. It looks like as if you work for like a old '70s like pizza shop, but it says Academy Awards on it. It honestly looks like the Pizza Planet shirt, but replaced with Academy Awards. Then I got a little
Okay.
magnet for the fridge. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay, that's fine. Hey man, appreciate the you taking the pictures and then giving us a little PowerPoint, man. That's super dope.
there you go.
But yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. So, and you mentioned before with graduating and all that. A week later, how do you feel? Do you feel any different at all?
Not really, not yet, not yet.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know. After I go up to the Bay for like 10 days, I'm gonna be like a changed man. I'm gonna.
yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm just trying to like reset.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see,
Still feel
man.
like you're tense, like you're still like, like a duck above water kind of
Like
thing,
like
or
nothing's changed. It's just because
yeah.
everything in LA is just so fast. It's just like, okay, graduated. Okay, next. Like
Mm,
that's pretty much it. So I need to just take time and be like, okay, like I never have to go to school ever again. Like this is
yeah.
the rest of my life. Like now what? Even as I say it, it doesn't feel true yet. So we'll see. But I'm excited, man. All it means is there's more time for the OTP fam. So if you guys learn anything, that's what graduating really means to y'all.
Yeah, no, like hey man, we kept our promise. We
Mhm.
actually have stuff coming soon. We're not just saying that, but we kind of are, but also we are actually doing stuff. But that's dope, man. That's really cool. Are you like I picture, I don't know about you, but it's kind of like how I with me in vacations where like I'm here, I'm relaxing, but it takes me a while to
Yeah.
like unpack my bag, so to speak, like really like feel like I'm on vacation. So
Mhm.
I can only imagine like that's only from say like the past, let's say I've been working for the past 6 months. Meanwhile, you've been going to school for like your whole life.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of hard to process the idea of like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't have to pay tuition, I don't have to sign up for classes, all that shit. So yeah,
On my own.
that's crazy, man. Welcome to the rest of your life. The
Exactly.
Goofy movie. Um,
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, a lot of my life philosophy based on that film. Uh,
Power line.
anyways, yeah.
Banger.
Powerline. Yeah. You know the vibes. When y'all going to Universal Halloween Horror Nights? Funny that you asked that. We don't know, but my family went to Universal Horror Nights. They were just like, it
Without
was
you?
a yeah. So I was home alone. I was chilling, threw the
Damn.
craziest party. But uh, just with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if I'm being honest, all I did was I took the big speaker that we have in our living room, moved it up to my room, and then just blasted music
Damn.
all throughout the house. That's about as crazy as it got in here, and just chilled with my dogs and all that stuff. But anyways, they went there, and I told them like, I don't spoil anything for
Mm-hmm.
me. I like this is a thing I want to really experience like live on the video for the first time.
Right.
With that said, though, they were like, "Y'all are in for
No.
for some shit."
I'm
Like,
scared.
they're telling me about how they'll be looking for you, like as you're walking through the park, they're looking at you and being like, "All right, who can we kind of fuck with?"
Damn.
And I'm just like thinking we're gonna have the camera, we're gonna have the mics clipped on, and it's gonna be a whole thing. So I'm worried about, and I was telling Matt this is I kind of expected the dynamic to be just because Matt has worked in film and has worked on horror movies. I expected him to kind of, he's able to like disassociate from the scare and just kind of appreciate the production value. Meanwhile, I'm just the one who's scared of shit. But he told me, nah, man, we're both, it's like
It's
we're both gonna be screaming our heads off.
I mean, if they're hunting me, it doesn't matter. Like it's I don't want to be
Yeah.
hunted, you know.
No, no, no.
But I'm
It's
excited to
like,
go. We'll figure out a date. It's
yeah,
still
yeah,
happening all throughout the entire month of October and stuff like that. So we'll go
yeah, yeah.
then. But yeah, I'm
Well, we'll
excited to
let you
check it
know.
out. Yeah.
We'll let the stream know when as soon as we kind of lock in a date, just because it'd be cool if we meet with some of y'all. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had the cool opportunity to meet one of our listeners at the Weekend concert, Lotch,
Right.
and I'm still talking to him, and he's still super dope, and
That's
well, he's
dope.
still super, as if that would change, but no, he such a cool guy. A lot of you guys are really cool. So take that for what you will. Cooler than me for the most part. Anyways,
Mm.
um. Yeah, man. My week's been cool. I've been busy. I'm setting up a lot of stuff that will hopefully pay off. Obviously, dropped the Kissland video.
Fire.
That was a big kind of, as everything was getting super busy. I love just
It's
like
going
checking
up.
up on that.
It's going up,
You
bro.
know,
That's a
oh
viral
man,
hit.
yeah.
It's a viral hit.
Every
I can already
time,
tell.
man. Every time I click on and see like, all right, where is that at? It's at a different number.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if y'all are out there and you guys watched the
Yeah.
video, you guys supported it. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Our Thoughts podcast, or our OTP, Cesco, Matt over there, Matt Mags, Cheslito, and also to everyone who watched and supported and has been here for a while. Just know we got more stuff coming
Yeah.
soon.
Appreciate
So
all the
yeah.
comments and the love
Oh my
in the
God.
comments on that video. A lot of really, really cool takes. It's really cool to see. I think, let me just give Chesco his flowers right now. Even I'll just say, Chesco took the whole lead on that video, obviously. He wrote the script and everything, did the research. And it was as much as of a surprise to you as it was to me that I was like, oh, okay, Kissland video's here, like it's here. But no, super great insight. There were so many things that, especially about the whole aspect I loved about it was how it's like it's the one album before we hit fame, pretty much. Um, so to like look back all the way to Trilogy and see that he had that already on lock, like just the whole like will you still will you still love me if when they all love me and stuff like that, like that connection to Kissland was huge. So yeah, shout out to Chesco, great video, very insightful. Everyone was like, oh my god, you spoke the words I couldn't speak. Yes, I've been saying this, like Kissland's the best thing ever. So yeah, great video. And
Yeah, man.
thanks for all the love on it. So it's appreciated. It's doing really well right now. So
Oh my God.
share it with your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, man. I've absolutely, yeah, you hit it right on the head, man. Like I love the the stories we've been getting on the in the comment section of like, oh, this is, I also didn't really find this album great, but now I wish I could go back and listen to it for the first
Mm-hmm.
time, and I think the main point of that video was that it kind of doesn't matter at what point you join in on an album,
Right.
and also kind of talking about like just what the entertainment industry and what they've all done to us as consumers is like we just kind of press play and then go on to the next thing.
Exactly.
But I just hope that I was able to, convince you guys to maybe go back to a couple albums. One thing I'd love to hear about is like if you guys have an album that, you had that story with and kind of came back to and realized how much you loved it, or maybe you're in the process of that and maybe there's an album that you were really excited for and you listened to it, you didn't love it, but you kind of want to give it another chance. I hope this video may have, nudged you in that direction. But I also, would just love to hear yeah, what albums yeah, Matt, do you have an album like that where it's kind of it kind of aged as you aged
Hmm.
and just changed the meaning of it for you?
I don't know. I mean, probably like maybe more of the like experimental albums that I've listened to in the past. Like I think Yeezus was something that was like that, where
Mm.
I was like, I don't even know what this is. I was just confused. Um, but it didn't take me too long to be like, oh no, this is fire. Like this is the greatest thing he's done. But other than that, honestly, I really hope that I have this same experience, or it inspired me to relook or to look again at like Mr. Morale. Not saying that I don't like that album, but I really haven't gone through like the experience in a long time, probably since it actually dropped. So I'm just kind of like, like, Kissland. I love Kissland, and like it is definitely has its time and place. Like when I need to go through the whole Kissland like track list back to back. But then I'm like, maybe like Miss Morale needs to make an appearance. Maybe just like it's just that thing where I need to just kind of go back and listen to it after I've like, I don't know, figure some stuff out on my own, so I listen to it differently. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. That's probably what I would do. If we're talking about how you went back to Kissland, I would probably go back to Mr. Morale.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it would probably be a lot of what Lupe Fiasco has been dropping lately.
Mm.
Like I think of there, I actually had a Kissland type experience with his one of his recent albums, Drogist Wave. Have I mentioned to you about this album?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's so at first listening to it, it's just kind of crazy and you kind of just don't know what's happening. And then I kind of read up on it a little bit and apparently like the first half is a story about a fictional story about, these I believe like African pirates that
Mm.
ended up submerging underwater and now all they know is like the way of the water and the like the underwater life kind of thing under
Whoa.
the sea, if you will. And then the second half is the wave, which means like they're kind of washing up on shore, and then they kind of figure out their life from that point on. So, I obviously like this was different because you had to know. Well, I guess kind of similar to Kissland, where it's like maybe you're not expecting that kind of story, that kind of
Mm.
cinematic experience. But that album, man, it was once you kind of realize what it is, there's so many little textures of like tropical beach stuff that when I remember the first reaction to the album was like, what is this soft shit that Lupe is dropping?
Right.
But then you realize like, oh shit, this is why people were defending Lupe when he was saying, "Oh, I'm better than Kendrick."
Mm.
And obviously us, at being 13, 14 at the time, Kendrick is one of the best rappers, and rising
Right.
at the moment. We're like, whatever. But when you really like look at what he's still doing, like he is a veteran, hard-nosed vet.
Oh yeah.
And here he is, man, still dropping. So yeah, all that to say, I'd love to hear any other albums you guys may have come up with. Again, another album for me, Awaken My Love, and now I have it
Totally.
on vinyl. Something I blast regularly when I need something to calm me down.
Banger.
Uh,
But yeah, I think
and
that Kissline video is definitely a testament to the type of videos of like that will be coming out. Not saying we're just gonna like do a bunch of Kissline videos, but it's just like that sort of essay style. I think is why that to me that Kissline video it's important for the channel. And clearly it's paying off. So
yeah, if there's
yeah.
one thing I acknowledge how much I hate kind of this improv. How much because I feel I always end up watching back and being like, damn, there's something I should have said.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, with these, essay type videos, we have the chance to go back and really fill in our words with as much meaning as possible,
Right.
to make it. So yeah, we hope to just kind of change some of the conversations around music and culture and just kind of hype up some of the shit we like. Give you some of our thoughts just our thoughts, not just our thoughts on this, on that,
Hmm.
on this. You know, just give you a little some of
Some stuff we
but yeah,
think
no.
of, original thoughts.
Yeah, some original thoughts, and hopefully some stuff that you may be interested in that maybe you didn't realize you want to talk about. And yeah,
Hmm.
that's kind of the point of the video. I hope it was just like a conversation you always wanted to have about Kissland that you never had at this point. So no,
Definitely.
really cool. Thank you guys again for all the feedback. If y'all have any questions or anything like that, concerns, just go ahead and leave it in the chat. And once we get to our weekly weekend update, which I don't know how much we have, we can just kind of acknowledge all that, a little post-mortem Q&A thing.
For sure.
Um,
All
but
right. What's
anyways,
first on the docket? What do we got?
let's talk about this big announcement that just dropped this week. That was kind of that definitely surprised everyone, I think. Like literally not a single person. It wasn't a thing where like rumor has it this. I'm talking about Rihanna
Yep.
headlining Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. I
Yes,
think it's going to
sir.
be in Arizona, and none other than bad gal Rih Rih will be
Uh-huh.
performing. And also I believe she confirmed that she'll be releasing an album sometime soon, right?
Did she confirm that? No way.
I feel like I read that on the internet, and I just didn't feel like looking it up when thinking of like for this stream. But yeah, no, dude, I've yeah, there you go. Really cool image. Just the period right on the sentence right there.
Boom.
And all I'm thinking about is this album, man, and also like who's gonna be a guest performer on here. Like, there's a lot of potential here. So yeah, no, what were your first reactions to getting this news and just seeing all the love for Rihanna?
I was really surprised, if I'm being honest. I was like,
Mm.
damn, like she's coming out of retirement, because I really thought she was done performing, done making music, like whatever. I mean, people say she's like in the studio. They've like Rihanna spotted in the studio, like whatever. But no, I'm super excited. I hope that it's all. I don't know why people brought this up or like why they thought this would happen, but they're like, she better not bring out like ASAP Rocky for anything. Like it should be all just Rihanna hits. I'm like, why would she do that? Like ASAP Rocky is not a Super Bowl halftime performer. Like, but Rihanna definitely is. So I'm hyped. I'm excited to see like the stage, like the if it's gonna be like, they always, I think recently now with the last two Super Bowls they've had like a shit ton of extras or like just dancers. So I'm seeing to see if maybe she's gonna have another like whole ensemble like that. The song she's gonna choose, I'm really hyped. Or if there's
Can I
gonna
have a
be
single come out between now and then?
Rihanna.
You do you think, or is she gonna be going through the
It's like
hits?
it's hard because usually when artists when they do the Super Bowl thing, it's like they're on, it's like their time right now. Like that year they dropped something and they're trying to like get some more streams or like get some more in front of more eyes, or at least the mainstream. At least that's what the Weeknd did with like After Hours and stuff like that. But I mean, Rihanna is like Rihanna, so it's not like I don't really think she would need any more attention unless it was for a new project, or if this is
That's
going to
what I'm.
be the Fenty Super Bowl halftime show and or something, like I don't know, but I don't know. That's what people say about like Frank Ocean and Coachella as well. It might just be people like latching on to anything music related, but she also could just perform like 12 of her greatest hits and then that's it, you know. So
Don't stop the music. Do you think she performs Fun to Replay? I don't know. Umbrella. Oh shit.
Umbrella, yeah.
Hope Love on the Brain or something. We'll have a segment
What's
for this later
the
on.
David Guetta song?
Oh, We Found
We
Love.
Found Love. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Ooh,
fire.
banger. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Or I think that. No, no, no. You're right. Yeah. David Guetta.
Mhm.
Also, someone in the chat, Kitchen Boy, said, feels like Steve Lacy's gonna be there. That could be cool. Like he's very much kind of the. What's happening? What's happening?
Nothing. I'm just looking at the chat. I'm
Oh,
like
okay,
I'm
okay.
like I'm like, why do you? What does Steve Lacy have to do with this?
No, no, just like he's a trending artist. Maybe
Okay.
would want to show love to another black artist and have him, we use her platform to hype up another up and coming artist. Well, I don't know if you'd say Steve Lacy. Yeah, I guess he's up and coming if you're talking about the scale of what he could be. Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw, but Stevie Wonder said that he really loves listening to Steve
Really?
Lacy, which kind of just
Come on.
vindicates our little
Yeah.
comparison. I know we got a little bit of pushback on there, so I'm just like, you know. Also maybe Harry Styles. Eh,
I'm not
I'm
fucking
less
with
impressed
Harry.
with
Not
that.
fucking with
Yeah,
Harry. I'm sorry. Music
I,
mid, acting mid.
eh, yeah. The
His first
album's
album
good.
is good. The watermelon one with
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
song is good.
The
All the
watermelon
others,
and the
yeah,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
other album. Sorry, Harry's House is mid. He makes commercial music.
I mean, here? Let's dive into this. Is there
Okay,
something wrong with making commercial music?
for the sake of it being placed in commercials, I don't like that.
Do you know that Harry Styles is doing that? This could just be the vibe he's
I mean,
on. Just
listen to the songs. Like if you listen to
the music at a sushi restaurant one.
yeah,
I remember there was a TikTok where it's like, oh, this is some gentrified Target commercial bullshit. But so I agree with that. But
yeah.
I'm
Okay,
not ready to
well,
paint that whole
yeah, yeah,
picture of
yeah.
what
I'm not
Harry
saying he's
Styles
just. It's just
thing is. I'm like,
copyright free music is what he makes.
well, free.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's that's not what I'm saying. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's like he really like he showed a lot of potential with his first album, um, but I just really don't think like in terms of the indie pop genre, there are so many better artists, in my opinion, that are making better music in that genre than Harry, and especially because Harry rips off a lot of people, in terms of other artists, songs from the past. I mean, not like sampling, but like literally like they did this in One Direction too. They'd rip off the same guitar hook. It even could sound like they sampled it without sampling it. So it's just like it just seems like he keeps making the same type of music, which
Mm.
I have listened to it, and I've been forced to listen to it over and over with like TikTok and stuff, so I know like
Oh,
what it sounds like. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm influenced by the Harry slander from the "Don't Worry, Darling" stuff. Um,
no, that shit was yeah.
yeah,
No, that was so bare bones. The movie as a whole was great, or not great. It was really good, visually stunning,
yeah.
well
How was the
technically
cinematography?
made.
Was it like
It was pretty good. It was really
yeah,
good, man. Matthew Libatique, really go. You know what? Appreciate you, Matt. Go check out my
yeah?
interview with Matthew Libatique, cinematographer for the newest film, Don't Worry, Darling. I'll have it linked in the chat. But yeah, that film, it's okay. It's like I definitely describe it since it's been out. I guess I can spoil it a little bit. It's just kind of like Get Out, but in the 1950s, kind of
Yeah.
nuclear family, perfect lifestyle for women. Like literally the same format where kind of walk into this community, you're like, oh, it's crazy. It looks very normal. Like, it looks great. I would
Yeah.
love to be here. And then all of a sudden, cracks start to show and all that stuff. Um,
It's kind of just like the default type of story you do as a debut director. Like, it's just,
yeah.
it's been done so many times that it's just like, I don't know. In my
Yeah.
opinion, the whole
Florence
like,
Pugh is an amazing actress, though.
oh
She
yeah,
she had a freaking powerhouse before. Chris Pine is really good in it. Who else? But yeah, Harry. I'll agree with you the acting thing. Apparently, he's better in that My Policeman thing. But
there's a reason he didn't say any words in Dunkirk. There is a reason. I think, I think Christopher
Chris
Nolan was
Nolan.
on to something. He's like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
boy cannot act, so you're gonna stay quiet.
Have you seen the I think it was Venice, the film festival where they debuted it, and they had like a little press conference, and obviously that was when everyone kind of has heard about that one because that was where Florence Pugh didn't show up or whatever. But what took from it was Harry Styles doesn't know how to articulate film.
He
Like
doesn't know
they're
anything about movies. Yeah.
like how do you deal with how do you how do you tackle the social socio dynamic things and that, and then he's just like, it was just a lot of fun to get into it. Hold on. It was a lot of fun to get into it. It was just great working
Yeah.
with Olivia Wilde, working with everybody, and he's kind of just rambling,
Yeah.
similar to me right now, and you're just kind of like, oh, he doesn't really know what he's talking
He's really
about,
saying
and
nothing.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's just saying a lot without saying anything at all, and that is kind of his performance in Don't Worry, Darling. So,
Mm.
if you're into watching, because the thing is, for me personally, I love a good scene chewing actor. Like I love an actor who's just like, let me, roll the
Yes.
cameras. I'm taking the scene where it needs to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, if you're just playing, nowadays acting is just kind of like saying the lines, and that's kind of how I describe Harry Styles in this movie. So, and
Interesting.
and I mentioned last week, I think originally it was going to be Shia LaBeouf in that role,
Yeah.
and that dude will take the scene to. Honestly, man, if
It probably should have
he's
been
done a
Shia
lot of,
LaBeouf, to be honest.
yeah, he's done a lot of bad stuff, and I'm not justifying him at all. He himself wouldn't justify it, but I will say if he just didn't have such a messed up childhood, and that
Yeah.
didn't wasn't on his mind as much, he would probably be one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be like just an abuser.
Yeah,
But
an
I
abuser.
would see Honey Boy if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Anyone else watching too, if you want to understand how Shia LaBeouf, what his childhood was like. I mean, he plays his own father in it, so it's pretty accurate.
what's if you guys, I don't know how many people in our community have seen like the podcast interview he did with John Bernthal. If you guys know him from like Walking Dead, Wolf of Wall Street,
Hmm.
he's always playing like the tough guy, but he's a really cool guy. And Shia LaBeouf talks about how Honey Boy was very much an ego boost for him. Like
Mm.
he was putting his dad's, what is it? He said he was putting his dad's luggage in the streets for everyone to see, and kind of marking him, branding him as this terrible, abusive person. Meanwhile, like he was probably like the most loving person. He just messed up a lot, and so he was realizing like, that movie was just all about like, how can I turn this traumatic event, like he was coming out of rehab at the time,
Hmm.
and he was coming out of it thinking, oh, I'm better now, let me manifest my art into this, and or my trauma into art, and it ended up becoming just coming off as like an ego boost for him personally,
Hmm.
or not coming off as that. Maybe to us, we think of it as his like triumphant return and all that stuff, but to him it'll always be like kind of tainted. So I
Hmm.
don't know, I just found that stuff kind of interesting, with Shia, and he plays Padre Pio in this new film by Abel Ferreira,
Right.
which
Right.
I want to check out. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but Pio is my family name. There's a whole story behind it that I don't I don't think you guys want to hear right now, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Shia's
the
he's a very complicated man.
yeah, man. So all that to say, like, just the way he kind of he's a very wounded. He plays that wounded character really well, and if he just didn't have to deal with how much he's dealt with, and if yeah. So yeah. With all that said, where were we even talking about? Harry Styles
Yeah.
being a commercial artist? Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. He's kind of become just like the modern day, kind of like he's trying to be what Freddie Mercury is, and David
Um.
Bowie and all that stuff. Like he's trying to go for that. Like I'm a, gender fluid, or kind of like
Honestly,
all encompassing
yeah. Yeah.
artist
Yeah.
that everyone loves. I take my inspirations from this, that, but I don't know. It doesn't come off as genuine for me. It doesn't pass a smell test. And I just there's always going to be a little bit of something holding me back from hairstyles. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
my
I mean, he's trying to be the new Freddie Mercury, but honestly, I think he's just the new Ed Sheeran. Like, if you think about it, the singer-songwriter guy, it's just always you always need that one guy, the soft boy who makes all the love songs that all the white girls like. Ed Sheeran's out the door. Clearly, he's run out of ideas. But I think
yeah.
Harry Styles is taking that reign.
Wow. Yo, you blew Curry's mind. Wow, wow, wow,
Bruh.
wow. I might have to take a second. Let's go to another topic while I process
All
that.
right, all right.
Where do we? Oh, Have you seen this Pusha T McDonald's diss track that he that he put out?
Dissing McDonald's?
Yeah, he has a like a partnership with Arby's, and I guess he story of Adidon
No
the
way.
McRib.
That's hella funny.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
dude, let's play. It's only like a minute and a half, so if we
Can we
want to play
play
it
it?
on, I I hope so.
What is it called? Pusha T Arby's?
Yeah, just literally just look up Pusha T
Arby's
Arby's.
song?
Yeah, diss track. Yeah.
Rib
No,
roast.
the rib roast. Yeah. Here, let's put that on and play it until they take us down.
Until they take us down, yeah.
While I process that whole Ed Sheeran hairstyle.
This looks fire.
They call me when it's time to do damage. The quality ain't up to my standards. That McRib falls below average. Replaced by the country style Arby's rib sandwich.
What?
Straight out the smokehouse. Texas my old route. 8 hours to slow cook. King push for the rollout. The boss with the smoky Q sauce. The real country style McRib get lost. Yeah. This doesn't compare to that replica
Yo.
rib patty. I'm screaming how
It's
dare
good though,
you.
right?
Know
Like,
that I'm war ready. Arby's
know?
taking taste to the next level. Arby's is the choice when you won't settle.
I need the Arby's
What you
Pusha T
selling?
jacket.
Mystery meat? Pop up
Mm.
Mystery meat!
What does history teach? D's, McRib. You
My
ain't
favorite
in
lyric
the
was,
streets, the real country
what is it? When the
style
quality
rib
ain't... Oh,
sandwich
I'll say it
here
later.
to eat. Look, straight out the smokehouse. Country style Arby's rib sandwich, what you know about? We come straight out the smokehouse. McRib, you just look like a clown, and that's with no doubt. This is a paid advertisement
That's hard.
by Arby's.
But Arby's.
Arby's. They have the meat.
They do. And they have Pusha T.
Have you ever walked into an Arby's? I've never walked into
I was
an
gonna say,
Arby's.
no matter how hard that song would have gone, I will never step foot into an Arby's. Ever.
I remember
That's the
I
worst chain.
I have two things to say about that. One, I walked into an Arby's once and I asked to use the restroom because I was on a road trip, and they were like, "No." And I was
You
like,
see,
"Any
that
reason
that's
why?"
why. That's why.
I was like,
Just
"Any
like-
reason why?" And they're like, "Sorry." And I was like, "All right, I'll just go to the gas station." And then the second thing, I remember I saw this funny ass tweet where it was like, "I am convinced that that entities like Arby's, the CW, and there's something else are all like fucking like places for rich people to dump their money into, so that way they get tax write-offs, because there's no way that people are regularly going to those
Yeah.
the
Like
CW,
they should not
CW.
be. They should be out of business.
Yeah, and there's no reason that there should be as many Arby's as there are, and
Right.
they have as many like as much airplay. But I don't know, maybe it's like a Midwestern thing. Maybe it's
I'm sure
you
people
know
be going. I'm just not
to
one of them.
Arby's.
I'm not one of them. RB. I don't frequent Arby's that very much. I don't think I ever
Yeah.
have. I don't think I've actually ever stepped foot, or even we're in a 100-foot vicinity radius
Yeah.
of an Arby's. You know, like, because then where am I if there's an Arby's near me? You know.
That's where you just start questioning where you are in life.
Yeah. If I was like, hold on, was that an Arby's? We're definitely in the wrong place. Hold on, let's turn around. That's how I
What?
get. That's how I know if I'm too far away.
Yeah. Bro, one of my favorite lyrics here. I have it here. It's what was it? His very first line in that diss track. They call me when it's time to do damage. When the quality ain't up to my standards. That McRib falls below average.
Mm.
I'm telling you, man. Pusha T. There's a reason that Drake couldn't say shit. Is because
Right.
Pusha. I don't know what it is. It's not
He's got
just
bars.
I think as time goes on, I think people kind of just throw off Story of Adidon as all he did was like, I think Drake tried to push this narrative as all he did was mention my son. It didn't matter about the bars, but really like the bars.
Well,
are
now
what
we know
made-
you have a son, bro. Like,
Yeah, but that's cool and all, but the bars before and after
Mhm.
was crazy. Like him saying, "What is it? 40's on a clock, yelling tick
Yeah,
tick
yeah,
tick."
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So I don't know. I think Drake, it's kind of just going on my post Drake phase. I
Mhm.
think Drake's been just like hella soft, and again, kind of I've noticed that trend of like he's punching down a lot. You know, like he'll punch down at Fantano, he'll punch
Fantano.
down at Who else? Who was another? Oh, Meek Mill,
Yeah.
obviously. But when it comes to like the big ones, like he's never gonna respond to a Jay
I
Z.
mean,
Not that the Jay Z.
Drake is a way bigger artist than Pusha T, and he didn't even say anything
Yeah.
when he revealed the world to his son, and now he's like,
Mm,
I'm just gonna be the dad guy now, and now that's his like brand, and he's like, everybody look at my son, look
yeah,
at
yeah.
Adonis, there you go, like bro,
I remember
we didn't know you had a son like 3 years ago.
you were actively hiding it. He
Yeah.
was, and then he brought him on to I think when he won Artist of the
Mm,
Decade,
yeah,
Billboard
yeah.
Award Artist of the Decade, and he brought him on, and I was like, oh, so the rebrand is real, huh?
Yep, yep.
That kind of, okay, but I don't know. Anyways, who in the chat? What do you guys have to say? Fred's Fish. What is Fred's? Have you heard of Fred's Fish?
No,
Is that
that's
a?
just Curry's
Is
friend
that like
Fred.
and I guess he likes fishing. Is that like Long John Silver?
Yeah, Long John.
I heard that's good though. I've heard from people that apparently Long John Silver is not bad, but so I'll take their
Red
word for
Lobster.
it. Red Lobster is fire. I'm sorry. I saw some tweets earlier about like, oh, can we please let go of like Red Lobster, Applebee's, Chili's, all those
Applebee's.
places. Dude, those places. Um,
They can go.
well,
Chili's.
anyways, where else are you getting Tex-Mex food?
I never get Tex-Mex, bro. That's actually no, I do. I do.
That
I do
just
get
sounds like a
Tex-Mex.
you problem. That just
Yeah.
sounds like you're closed-minded.
Just get Mexican food.
I mean, Tex-Mex is pretty good. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but and Applebee's can go. Where else am I gonna get a triple chocolate meltdown and a nice sampler happy hour sampler appetizer plate with with quesadillas and mozzarella sticks and other stuff? Where else am I gonna get that?
It's okay. They're one in. You were keeping them in business, so.
Yeah, my cousins probably are. Yeah, my auntie, my cousins, they always go there. It's like almost a joke how much they love like the triple chocolate or not love, but like they just always frequent there. So no,
Hmm.
I don't know whose side are you on? Are you guys pro or anti Applebee's? That is the new culture war on this podcast. So let us know in the chat. Wait, can you set up a poll?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's set up a poll. Are you pro or anti Applebee's? Let's see. Let's see. Just know your vote
Applebee's.
matters. Whoever loses this argument, it gets kicked off the podcast.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
All right, let's see. Anyways,
Asking the community. There you
mid
go.
or fire?
Let us know.
Let's see it.
Let us know. All right. While that's going, what's next on our topics here?
I don't even have topics list, but I guess we could talk about I don't know. I guess
But let's talk about what's dropping tonight. What's dropping, everyone?
that's a good thought. That's a good idea. All right.
Intergalactic, Kid Cudi. He says it's not a soundtrack, but it's the soundtrack to the season, or I guess episode 1. I don't know. I guess it's season 1 of his new Netflix show. Also the Freddie Gibbs album, which has this. I'm telling you, this is gonna go dumb. I'm so excited for the Freddie Gibbs album. Let me just look up the people who are on it. But I know that there is production by Anderson .Paak, Alchemist, and K Tronada on this. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, Andy. I know Andy actually has like a formal feature. He has an actual
really?
feature on there. And one thing that is really cool about this album that I really found interesting is that it's gonna be Freddie Gibbs going away from that typical soul sample sound that he's kind
Right.
of gone with, like that that Alchemist style, think Alfredo, Madlib, all
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff, like his collabs on there. He's kind of not. He's
Sheesh.
kind of going away from that. He's going towards like more trap, which is
Mm-hmm.
a little more modern, and it's cool. It's great. He puts his Freddie Gibbs charisma on those records. So
Damn.
I'm really excited. Obviously, Freddie Gibbs,
Here's some. Okay,
artist that we've mentioned.
I got the track list here. We got Pusha T on there. We got Scarface, of course, Anderson .Paak, like you said. Rick Ross, Moneybag Yo, James Blake, that's fire.
Oh
Obviously Kate Renata, Alchemist, um,
man, Ones That
Madlib.
Break Your Heart, one of the best albums of last year.
Yeah, there's a bunch. So I'm excited for that. That's dropping tonight. Um, let me know if I miss it. I'm sure I missed someone else. Let us know if your favorite artist or an artist you like is dropping tonight. But definitely will be spinning those records when they are out. But yeah, excited for that.
Yeah.
Excited for this intergalactic thing too. I don't know. Did you see the trailer for
Also,
the
I can't help but
show?
feel like
Did you hear me? The void.
hello, hello. Sorry,
The void.
I've been lagging for the last like 4 minutes.
Oh
So,
fuck.
you said the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw a lot of actors, man. Like you got Vanessa Hudgens, Laura Harrier, Timothy Chalamet.
Right.
Who else?
I think
Kid Cudi
Jaden Smith
himself,
is in there too.
Jaden Smith, of
Hmm.
course. Like they're homies, so I would only imagine who else. But yeah, there's a lot of people in there, and I think it's gonna be. Um, I've heard good things. I've heard that it's not just like a cash grab, like it's genuinely like a real nice artistic vibe, and it seems like it reminds me, the animation style reminds me a lot of like Into the Spider-Verse,
Hmm.
like very vivid, bright colors. It's always something always happening, and so yeah, it definitely looks like you need to be under a certain state to watch this show, and I'm very excited to oblige. And yeah, so wait, the series is coming out. Like, is it gonna be every single episode, or is it just like the weekly thing?
I don't know. It might be every episode, like the whole season, just because like the whole soundtrack
Mm,
for the entire season's dropping too. Um, that's what I assume. But I'm interested. I'm
man,
interested. It's cool that it's like the Spider-Man or Into the Spider-Verse animation, but it's like nobody has like any powers or anything. It's just like a very regular kind of love story, kind of romantic comedy almost, but just that happens to
yeah,
be animated and happens to like star Kid Cudi in all of his music. So it's just really cool. I'm excited to hear it. I think he's actually performing some new tracks from the album on Jimmy Kimmel, either on Friday or next Friday or something, or Jimmy Fallon, wherever they be performing on those late night shows. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'll always love when Cudi drops.
yeah. Damn, I hate Jimmy Kimmel, bro. That dude is so unfunny. He like there are comedians that just miss,
Yeah.
but he really like swings for it and misses. Like
Wait,
Jimmy
Fallon
Fallon, like
or Kimmel?
no, no, no. I hate Kimmel.
Yeah, no,
Kimmel
he's
is
not funny at all. No, yeah,
Fallon is harmless, like
yeah,
Fallon
he's
is
fine.
he's just the guy that loves everyone, fake laughs, and
Yeah.
like how much can you really hate him? Like I remember when he switched over to Jimmy Kimmel, like they did a funny little joke in April Fools,
Mhm.
like where they switched. It was like, oh, the Jimmys, huh?
Mhm.
Uh, and he had to like actually monologue. He couldn't just throw it to a fun little
Right.
trendy segment, and it was so bad. Like he had nothing to say. But with that said, Kimmel actually tries to say jokes and
Mhm.
misses terribly. And he had that thing with Quinta Brunson at the Emmys,
Right.
which was so weird.
Stupid. Like,
Like,
get
what does
off
that?
the stage, bro. Like, what are you doing?
What are you trying to accomplish? And the fact that it was for Quinta Brunson
Right.
was just
Her
didn't
first
help at
Emmy.
all. Yeah, first of many Emmys. That
Mhm.
show is incredible. And so I'm really excited for her. But it was just such a weird moment. How she dealt with it was really funny though. How she was just like she's like, I remember she got interviewed about it, and they're like, "Oh, are you mad at him at all?" He said, she said, "No, I mean, I'm gonna be on his show later, so
Mhm.
maybe I'll just punch him in the face." And she never exactly said like, "Oh, it's okay." Like, she never like caved in
Mhm.
and said like the typical thing, but she was just kind of like,
I'm gonna
sure,
see him.
like
Did you
your
see her actually
apology.
on the show later?
Oh yeah, that's what I was referring to. Is like when she went on Jimmy Kimmel,
Mhm.
he apologized and did the whole bullshit, and
Oh
she
yeah.
was just kind of like, all right, cool. Like she never tried to like, she never backed down, she never wavered. So I appreciate that kind of approach to an
Mhm.
apology. So yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, what
Seeing
did
some
you?
hate for James Corden in the chat. I
Hmm.
agree. I will say, carpool karaoke though is a banger segment, and I like those
Gee,
videos. The crosswalk musicals though, I would be so mad if I had to wait there and witness that in LA. Like
Yeah.
the worst place to disrupt traffic.
Like I'm just thinking about just how like when I lived in Santa Barbara and how incredibly like frustrating the traffic was as a whole, and then you'd find out it was a
Mhm.
car crash or whatever. But to find out to drive along that traffic and then find out it's just because of James Corden wanting to perform Beauty and the Beast is really
Mm.
ridiculous. I don't know. Do you have a favorite late night host? What do you think about late
Conan.
night?
Conan's my favorite. He I was really sad that he stopped, but his podcast is fucking great though. I don't know if you've ever seen like any clips from it. Um but it's just he has great guests and he's like naturally a very hilarious person. He's very self-deprecating, but I think that's kind of his charm. But Conan, he's just the epitome of like a great host and just a great TV personality. But yeah, in terms of like, I don't really like covet that many TV personalities. I think the only people I like have a place in my heart for is probably Conan, Alex Trebek, and I don't know. I think Steve Harvey's funny. Like he's getting funnier
Harvey's
too.
great.
He's getting like Steve Harvey. He's like caring less, and which is making it like even more funny. Like the Family Feud stuff, where like his reactions to just like the most wild answers are always just like yeah. He's like say it.
And
It's
the
like,
questions are always so pointed. It's always like, oh, what is a 6 to 9 inch thing that you insert into a woman? And it's like the contestant's like, it's like some Midwest guy. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
a penis?
He's
And
like, yes,
hey,
sir.
you wildin', you wildin'. Oh shit.
He's like, that's how we do it around here on Family Feud.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah, I love
funny.
Steve Harvey. He'd be a cool like talk show host. I think. Well, no, he does do it, but it's like a daytime
Yeah.
show. I think with like Kelly Clarkson.
He has a lot of fun on
Uh,
Family Feud though.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So,
D-Mine. What's up, D-Mine? He says to watch a Kissland video. Tonight, Cudi drops the album. Yes, sir. And his show. Oh, wait, the show drops tonight too?
yeah.
Let's go.
Wait, that's another question I wanted to ask is how do you feel about like a bingeable show versus a show that comes out every week?
Mm. My answer's kind of flip-flopped on this for a while. Because I was like, I don't want to wait. I just want to watch it all. But I am favoring the scheduled releases over like dropping like the entirety of like when Stranger Things drops. I think they dropped all of it, right? Or did they? Like I'm pretty sure it was all at once.
I kind of like what they did where they basically took one season and split it into two.
Oh
and
right.
then made
Part one and then part
the-
two.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah. That's cool. That's
So
cool.
that was kind of a hybrid thing, but
Yeah.
that's still half of that's still like I don't know maybe 5 episodes available and
Yeah.
people finish them the night of, and I'm just like
It's like
damn.
hour-long episodes too, right? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
45
hour like at least an hour for each episode, maybe
Yeah.
more. And so I'm like, damn, you guys are just like. So I liked the anticipating, and if it's a great show, it like leaves you enough to be talking about it for another week, and then it drops, So I kind of prefer that because I don't want to, like, I like my shows to last because I get really attached, and I'm like, and I don't know. It's more fun when everyone's like, yo, like Euphoria. Like when Euphoria was dropping, like that was a huge moment. Like every Sunday, everyone was like, yo, we gotta watch. Like everyone on Twitter would take it over. It'd be trending. Like the only thing you see was what like Maddie and Cassie are doing. Like that's all.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. It kind of takes me back to like when we could only watch on demand, or when we can only watch when it would actually be coming on TV. So I'd say I prefer that. But yeah, I speaking of shows though, I just recently purchased the entire box set of Parks and Rec off of Amazon, because they took Parks and Rec, The Office, all those shows, like it's on Peacock now, and I'm not paying for Peacock. Stupid ass streaming service, stupid ass name.
Can we reveal one of our hot takes that I think that we share
Okay,
about Parks and Rec?
wait. Oh, I know is it the same one? We have the same hot take.
Better than The Office?
that it's better than The Office, yes.
Better than The Office.
Parks and Rec is better than The Office, in my
Way
opinion.
better.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it did the exact opposite of what The Office did, where I
Yeah.
feel like The Office kind of got off to a great start, had a great stretch, and then kind of mellowed out towards the end. Whereas Parks and Rec, like they kind of start off mellow, like season one. When you go back to it, it's kind of a little, it's still trying to figure out what it
It's
is.
pretty low budget, like because I just started from season 1, episode 1, with the box set, and I'm like, dang, these are like very small episodes. They don't really cover that much, but very quickly they become so complex, and they build it, like all of a sudden by season 2, it's like the show's already realized. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, and I was watching a video essay of like, oh, when Parks and Rec figured it out or whatever, and it really has some with Leslie Knope, the main character. Was if you watch those first couple episodes, they're kind of making her into like Michael Scott again, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Where
sort of.
she's kind of a negligent, just kind of self absorbed worker or employer,
Yeah.
and just kind of figuring every. But then as the show goes on, they kind of hit a stride where it's like, no, she's not that character. She's a very compassionate, almost like endearingly overwhelming you with love.
Oh yeah, the overwhelmingness of her, like positivity, I think is what's so
Yeah.
great. Whereas like The Office, where with Steve Carell and with Michael Scott, he is kind of the opposite, like the exact like yin to her yang in terms of his like style of being a boss, but he's like non PC at like very like unfiltered, is like
the
really awkward. Yeah.
the United Nations episode, obviously. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
everyone knows that episode.
That
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
great. Or like the one where he's in Mr. Clump. That's what, I don't know if you saw him.
I think I did. Yeah, yeah.
Or Prison Mike. Yeah.
Prison Mike. I've seen
Yeah.
clips of that. Yeah.
But no, there are some like, man, like there are so many amazing guest spots on Parks and Rec. Like I don't know if you guys haven't seen, but there's if you guys know who Fred Armisen is, he was on Portlandia. I'm sure he's done a bunch of stuff with SNL, like whatever, but like a bunch of sketch comedy type things. But he played like the ambassador of like Argentina or something that came in to visit Pawnee, which is where Parks and Rec takes place. And that whole episode, it's so funny just because he's not Spanish at all. Like he's very obviously a white man with like the worst like Hispanic accent. And so it's just so ridiculous. I don't know. You guys have to watch. That's one of my favorite episodes. But no, yeah, Parks and Rec is better than Office in my opinion. They do so much more. I will say, Office wrapped it up better than Parks and Rec. Because I've seen the entire show, and I don't know how many. There might be like 5 seasons. I don't know how many seasons, but Parks and Rec I think went on for 1 season too long. If they easily could have just cut it perfectly at the second to last season, but then they just had this whole new other season that was completely different in style, looked completely different, that directing was different. It was kind of weird, but but they had a perfect track run up until then.
I mean, I still think it was perfect, but just in a different way. Like I think that it still accomplished. It was really well made, and the ending was great. It was just like the time jump was very jarring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like certain futuristic aspects that were like, where does it? But
Yeah.
then that's kind of like this is their victory lap. They can kind of do whatever they want. This is however they want to end the show.
Exactly.
So, and I think it ended off pretty well. So no, I love it. And I love the fact that we're making people sit through our random sitcom discussions. And do you have another favorite like sitcom besides, Parks and Rec? The Office?
I love Community. The first 3 seasons. The rest,
Dude, they're starting. I think they're really starting to ramp up the movie.
I heard people are asking if they're wondering if Childish Gambino is going to be on it. I really hope he is. I don't know if he seems pretty like tarnished by his experience with Community, especially like with everyone's just experience with Chevy Chase. But like I don't think he's coming back. But yeah, no, I'm excited for that. We'll see. I don't know. Whenever they do these reboots, it's always kind of weird. Like I remember they did that with Well, it was with Full House, but it was a show, not a film. But the Fuller House thing or whatever. But no, I like Community. Another sitcom. I like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's pretty funny. Have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
I've seen it on like trailers of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that show is crazy. Also Reno 911 I watched for a little bit. It was like hilarious.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of old stuff, honestly. Like I really don't watch new sitcoms that much. I mean, Friends is like I grew up on Friends. So I watched that. And then I was watching like Modern Family for a while, but my family, like my dad still likes Big Bang Theory. And I've grown out of Big Bang Theory, I think. But I just can't take the Bazinga anymore. I think I've been out Bazinga'd. So I don't really. Oh, another Broad City, great sitcom.
Broad City. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know about Broad City. What's like the basic premise of that?
Go watch. It's with Alana Glazer and Amy. I don't know her real last name, but their actual names are in the show. But it's about Abby and Alana, and it's just these two broke 20-year-olds trying to survive in New York City, and it's just their shenanigans. They literally like just the crazy shit that they get into. Hannibal Buress is in it. There's a lot of guest spots. Somehow they got fucking Hillary Clinton to show up for an episode. It's crazy, but yeah, it's really funny. I think Kumail Nanjiani is in it. If he has a guest spot. But yeah, it's great. It's a Comedy Central. It's on Hulu, but it's hilarious. Their humor is insane. I think you'll think that Alana's really annoying, but then she kind of grows on you. So
Yeah. I'm pretty. I get sold pretty easily though. I feel like when those kind of arcs happen, where it's like, oh, and a character that's supposed to be annoying or whatever, I'm a little more accepting. I know people out there that are like, oh, characters on my nerves, just get me out of this show or whatever.
Yeah, Abbott Elementary, that's a great one. That's the only like modern recent sitcom I really like. I know we both like Kim's Convenience, which is great. Hilarious.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm just so sad about the behind the scenes stuff that came out recently.
Right, that's true.
Kim's Convenience, that it was all white writers, and they would kind of block out the actors' insight, which I understand. Like you kind of want, like, this is the writer's vision or whatever. You don't really want, but I feel like
you're writing about a bunch of Asians. Might as well ask them about something.
Yeah, and especially since they play these characters for so long. Especially like the actor for Appa and Uma, they literally played in the original play that sparked the whole show. I don't know if you knew that the show was originally a off-Broadway play, or just like a small like little play that they ran, and it was just like this little thing, a story about a Korean son who has run away and is trying to make amends with his father, but kind of not. And how that affects the middle child and all that stuff. So it was just a really interesting story, but the finale kind of sucked because of just they had to rush the ending. So has so much potential, but still a great show nonetheless. If you guys want to check that out, but yeah, no, there you go. There's our little TV breakdown. I don't know. Is there anything else good in TV right now?
Everybody's watching Game of Thrones. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so
I'm not a Game of Thrones guy.
Yeah, can't speak on that. Barry. Everybody watch Barry. HBO. Best show I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I checked out the first season.
Oh, really, for sure.
Really great. Like, oh
yeah.
My God.
Everybody's talking about that Jeffrey Dahmer show, though. I've had... The thing is, like, it's so awful that they made this show. I'm so over the, like, just the trauma shows, where it's like it's Jeffrey Dahmer, or they're coming up with an Emmett Till movie. I'm like, we know, like, let's talk about something else. But the Dahmer just the show as a show looks great. Like it looks really good, and that's why I'm like, I want to see it. just because I know, like everyone's like, it's so good. Like the first episode's so good. I'm like, I know, but like, why did like this is so bad? Like they are profiting off of these families. Like nobody asked for it. Like yeah, but it's like it's so good. I'm like, ugh. Like this is why it's so bad. Like because it's so good. But I know. Everyone say it's so good. I believe you. I believe that it's a great show. It's just really crazy. You know what I saw recently? They're coming. I don't know how they hopped on this, but Tubi is making a Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial movie.
Oh, I saw that trailer. That shit was
movie
crazy.
or series. I was like, bro, what? That was like 3 months ago. Like, we're already on that. Like, how fast did they write that script and shoot that? Like in 2 weeks? Like, what is?
And also you can tell whose side they're on because
Oh yeah, they make Johnny Depp look dope. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's so young.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Amber
yeah.
Heard looked like a 60-year-old woman, a
Yeah.
great 60-year-old woman, but 60, much older than Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he looked like young Johnny Depp versus old Amber Heard.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm honestly that might be I'm into hate watching, not necessarily hate watching, but like critique watching, like watching something that I know isn't great just because I want to
See
know
what they do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see the script you mentioned, like how
Right.
do you write something this. So yeah, I want to see the script. I also want to see like what sections they omit. That's always an interesting thing about these kind of true happen in real life stuff is like, okay, what did they think was didn't fit their story, like their agenda. There's always an agenda with these things, and I feel like I kind of know where they're going with this. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. It's like do we really need a movie though? Like about like a 2-hour feature length when we watch. Like people were watching it. Like people had it on in the background, like at work. Like people were watching the live stream Amber Heard. Like they were watching it for hours and hours and hours for like what 2 weeks straight.
Just happened. Like,
And I'm like, now we need a movie. We need to relive it again. Like we know the outcome. It just happened. Like it's crazy, bro.
yeah. In general, with these like what you call them? Oh, Nursan Nava just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Like I could how I describe these like trauma shows as you described them is like how much I feel like we don't need any more car crash scenes in TV shows and movies. Like I don't care how technically well done it is. I don't need to see that shot of them like
From the side.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. And then you see on the window like the car coming in.
Yeah.
And then boom. Like we don't need that shit, bro. Like,
it's always
so...
like that. It's always just like, oh my god, isn't this crazy?
Boom.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
Like we really don't need to see this shit again and again.
I will say they did. I really like the one in Whiplash. If you see that movie, because that one was like, it like climactically it made sense. He was rushing. He was like he was fumbling his phone, and then he gets hit by a fucking car, and it's just like ends the scene.
That's good. Yeah. It's because it's like it serves as like something to the scene, whereas car crash scene usually is just like we need the character to like get fucked up. Yeah. You guys see Blonde? Yeah. Have you heard about that Marilyn Monroe?
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard just from the Twitter streets that it's bad, that it's not good, which is really
bad, but exploitative, whatever that word is.
Man.
I've heard it's gratuitous. I heard it's like specifically with the sex scenes. I've heard there's like it's just super self-indulgent.
Oh no.
And I've heard that it's just everything wrong with, as we're saying, like
for a biopic.
For a biopic, yeah, it's everything
God.
wrong. Curry saw it yesterday. Damn.
It's bad. That sucks. Cause I like Anna de Armas. Cause that's who plays, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's too bad. You see, it's like that's all. I hate that, man. That's Hollywood, man. They're just exploitive. That's all it is. So they don't care. They're like, we're just gonna tell this story, and it's gonna be raunchy, and it's just gonna not be what actually happened. But I don't know.
Accurate. It's just for shock factor. Like
yeah,
I've heard there's Anyways, that's just kind of where media has been lately. It's just let's just take the most negative, buzzworthy, headline-worthy thing and just make it as controversial. I mean, look at
who's gonna hop on the Try Guys miniseries. the investigative limited series, Mr. Try.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think like who would be like the funniest showrunner for that, or like filmmaker to be associated with that. That's
For
Quentin
the
Tarantino's last film.
Yeah. His 10th film. The 10th installation to Tarantino's filmography is
Yeah.
the Try Guy remake.
That story. Apparently, did you see the clip of like apparently the wife was on a segment at one point, and she literally says like straight into the camera like, Ned cheated, guys, Ned cheated.
Oh yeah.
And the look on his face is just like, oh shit.
I didn't know who this man was like a week ago, and now he's like public enemy number one right now.
If any, it makes me not to hate on Ned. You seem like, well, no, you seem like a shitty guy, but you seem like a. I'm not even gonna say funny because I've never seen your stuff, but my ex really loved watching Try Guys, so it gives me a certain
Red
sense
flag,
of
red flag.
vindication and happiness to be like, oh,
Red flag.
they're really suffering right now. They're really dragging.
This is you.
So,
This is you. This is your favorite.
Crazy. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we're the ones who leaked the.
Yeah. Maybe we had a little something to do with it.
Yeah. It was someone on the inside. It was one of our mods. We hired one of our mods.
By the way, the results are in. 60 to 40% Applebee's is officially mid. I'm sorry.
Is mid bad though? Is mid bad?
I'm not gonna try and save this. The people have spoken. It's not fire.
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about mid. What does mid mean? What does mid mean? What does mid mean?
Mid. What to me?
Why is that?
Or
why
like?
is it bad? Why is mid bad? What is bad about mid?
Nothing. I mean, well, if you talk about just mid in general, like how people use it, people don't say it as like, oh, it's average, even though it technically means middle ground, unproblematic. Mid is like, this is the in the culture that we are in, where everything has to be goated, everything has to be fire. Yeah, everything has to be the greatest of all time. The worst thing you could be is mid, is like average. So, which is crazy to think about, actually. I think this is a product of TikTok, not to sound like a boomer or something. But I think because TikTok glorifies literally everything, that anything that isn't hyper romanticized, hyper analyzed, blown up to 10 for being like, and this is why J. Cole, this is why Applebee's, like, then it's not even worth your time. So that's what it's like. It's the two extremes. So,
but it's like, but what if our standards have gotten so high that mid is actually pretty good? Like,
and that's probably what it is. Mid is like totally fine.
Yeah, like think about how amazing music is nowadays, and just like, just how great, just compare music technically, like objectively, not, obviously, but just technically how amazing even the most bare bones track is compared to what we had in the 60s. And, obviously where the 60s came up was with, actual homegrown, like natural talent. Whereas nowadays but now imagine someone with pretty decent voice, and what they're able to do with like effects and all that stuff. It's pretty good. And so with all that said, like, I don't know, I've just always wondered, like, why do we keep talking about mid like it's, and it's funny that Applebee's is like the trigger for me. It's like,
the last straw.
Mid? No, what are you talking about?
My top 5 is Applebee's. Applebee's. Bro. Okay, wait. On that, not really on that note, but I see Jose's in here talking about NFR. Can we pull up the clip or something? I don't think I have it, but NFR.
I texted it to you, I think.
Okay.
If you want
I have to.
Here,
I have to try and find a way to like get it on
maybe
my computer. but Jose, the OG, the biggest supporter. I don't know what you did to get him to see it, but Jose or NFR officially knows about us. They officially know that who OTP is. They know our names. They're actually familiar with our videos already.
You pronounced my name right, which I appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah. I was in the clip you sent me that Jose. I don't know if it was you or Jose who recorded it, but it was just funny because he just like the way they like looked at it. They're like, okay, OTP. Okay, what's this? Looks like it's hosted by Matthew Magnus. And like they just like for no reason said my entire legal name, like just like on their live stream. I was like, okay, like NFR just said my name.
Card number.
Yeah, like Matthew it looks like his SSN is actually on here. But yeah, shout out to Jose. I'm gonna try and see if I can, if it like uploaded.
Let's follow that up real quick. So how does that make you feel?
Dude, I was geeked off that.
You were because if y'all will recall, if you go back to our last stream, go check that out. Matt had some choice words throughout the podcast for NFR podcast, and now that they've acknowledged us, they've acknowledged our presence.
Right.
I don't know. How do you feel?
I was dying, bro. Like just watching this clip, just watching them like discover us. They're like, Our Thoughts podcast. He's like, that's not a real thing. That's this is an artist. Like, who is that? Like, what's Our Thoughts? Like, that's not real. And then they're like, oh shit, yeah, it's real. Okay, OTP, all right. And they're like,
you recognize this?
Yeah.
They make dope Weeknd content. I think they said,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched their After Hours deep dive.
Yeah, they've seen, of course. So like they've seen our videos. They're like, okay, yeah, fuck yeah, guys. Looks like it's hosted by these two guys, Cesco and Matt. Okay, So I have the clip on my phone. I don't know. I can't really get it up on the thing, but I'll play the audio because it's just their podcast, so they're just talking. But.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the actual name of an underground rapper. I'm pretty sure it was.
This is NFR live. NFR discovering OTP for the first time live.
Also, I love this. Is like a radio show where it's like, all right, we'll cut in the audio right here.
Yeah. Here's the evidence.
I don't know what it means, Jose, but if you want to let us know,
shout out Jose.
Maybe it's the name of a podcast.
Hold on a second. Let me search it up on IG.
No, it's not the name of an artist, bro. He's trolling. Trust.
I wanted, even if it's a podcast, I'd like to see what it is. Our Thoughts
podcast.
Our Thoughts podcast. There we go. I got it. OTP.
Okay, it's an actual podcast.
It is a podcast. Yeah. Oh, it's a shit. Okay, they cover like the Weeknd. I see over here. Oh shit. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right, bro. Thank you so much for the recommendation.
Search that up on IG?
Yeah. And then it's hosted by someone by the name of Matthew Magnus.
Oh, I've seen some of their content.
Yes,
actually.
I have. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
like you said my full name, no reason.
And that's how the one dude recognized us. He was like, "Oh, Matthew Magnus. Oh yeah, I've seen some of their content." Meanwhile, he was like 2 minutes ago, he was like, "That's not a real thing."
Yeah, these are not real people.
They've actually seen our work.
I just thought it was so funny that just hearing him say my entire name. That's so fucking weird.
Yes. Oh wow, yeah, they did like an amazing breakdown of, I believe it was After Hours.
Oh really? Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting.
They actually have some really fire content.
Hey, shout out to you guys then. Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay, fire. I got you guys on IG. I'm gonna go through your stuff after, but I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
Fire.
Did
shout out to Jose? Huh?
Did he think that we? Well, actually, we kind of did. We preempted. We prompted. Yeah, because he sounded like, oh, we're the ones who, like you said, we're gonna check your guys' stuff out. Like, thank you for commenting your channel.
Oh, maybe I don't know what Jose's message was. Maybe it was just like, I think he said he was just spamming OTP. So he's like, what is this? So I think they were genuinely just like, oh, we should check him out.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah,
their chat scared you. Yeah, what's the vibe over there? Kitchen Boy Jose. What's their fan base like? They seem like bullies. They're bullying you? Oh, that's crazy. Man, we were lucky. We didn't get any smoke.
Yeah, no, I know. I was ready for. That's the thing. Because I remember we mentioned like I'm not going on my phone later tonight. Like I'm gonna just chill. Because I was ready for like just a wave of hate comments of
right.
NFR better, but then I realized like why would they watch our show? Why would they watch another 2-hour podcast live stream after watching NFR podcast? So like, But who knows? Maybe in a couple weeks, that wave will come.
Jose said he said he donated and said he found this underground rapper called OTP.
That was it. Fire. No, that's what he was saying. Oh, I guarantee you, it's not a real underground rapper. That's so funny.
It's not. It's not. This guy's mid. It's already. They're already like, nah, he sucks. Like they didn't even know who we were.
Trash. Bars are whack.
Yeah. But OTP mid.
I love it. Yeah. So thank you, Jose, for. No, wait. Yeah. So following up, like, how do you feel about them now? Like, is it still fuck NFR or is it?
Hey, it was never fuck NFR.
No, hold on.
It was never fuck NFR. Crazy. I was just like, all I said was we have beef.
Bring back the tape.
Beef. I never was like F them.
Flip the tape.
No. All I said was we have beef now. That's it. I didn't say what the beef was. I said that they yell too much at each other and they're bullies. They bully each other.
Wind back the tape. Yo, someone in our moderator group, if you feel like you care enough to do it, not right now, but just like later on, if you guys feel like, just tag us in the clip. Let us know if Matt did indeed say it's war against NFR podcast.
Hey, I said that. But I didn't say fuck NFR. Right, I said we have beef. Okay, we have straps for NFR, but all will be resolved if we have a guest spot on the NFR live stream.
That's what we're angling at. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can roll with that. Yeah. I
let them know, y'all. Are y'all in the? I think they're streaming right now, actually.
Yeah.
So
I think they streaming. Wait, yeah, I don't know actually, but what I will say is two things. Yeah, get NFR to know who we are, like for real, and like maybe
they know of us now.
Yeah, they know of us now. Maybe they have them on here, but also if you got going back to the Kissline video, yo, let's try to get this video to Abel. Like,
yo, come on, yo.
I know. Like, I feel
this video's going up. This video's going up.
This video, and I feel like this is something I'd want to present to him.
Yes.
Be like, and hopefully, how many people are in here? 9. Okay, great. Let's talk about just like our long-term goals for this.
Okay.
This channel. I want to interview The Weeknd, man. And obviously that's like a fucking, like, of course, who wouldn't want to talk to like the biggest artist of all time? But I really want to like just get to know him as a person, but not in like a juicy, like, here for the scoops kind of way. Like, I want to really like talk about his interests and what he likes, what he thinks about, the current state of like certain artists, like, I think Bruno Mars. Like, I want to hear his thoughts on like people comparing him and Bruno to MJ and Prince. I'd want to hear about, his thoughts on, like, I literally have a whole notes on the notes app kind of thing of just like a list of questions I'd want to ask him, and it's some informed shit. And I really just like, even if it's no video, like just a straight podcast, audio only.
Yeah. I mean, it would be an insane long shot just because he literally doesn't do interviews.
That's what I'm saying, is that I think we respect like The Weeknd and Abel. Like, we respect that boundary. Like, we would never try to like reveal something about people that he wouldn't want known.
Hey, I mean, he's DM'd us before. He knows of us. He knows our names, our faces. He's seen our videos.
Yeah, I mean, so he knows our voices.
It's not that far off, is what I'm saying.
So I'm just saying, like, maybe hopefully, like, we got to do our part, obviously, like, we'll provide some quality content that hopefully, he sees and is worth kind of, he notices it. But, that's just something that I want to put out in the universe and say on the stream, so that way if it does happen, someone can clip that in like 5 years and be like, he was talking shit and he kind of made something happen.
Y'all get that video to him.
Please, if you're watching this, whether live or watching it back, tweet or Instagram story, Instagram post, anything and everything, just post that video, tag us, tag The Weeknd. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I guess we could do a real quick weekly Weeknd update. I don't know how much we gotta.
Okay. Weekly Weeknd update.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So the first of all, just following up, I guess. Tour's back on.
L.A.
He sounds great. And he had a little moment where he talked about like, oh, he was performing in Toronto. He was talking about like looking back at his first performance in the Mod Club, with the
Right.
camo jacket and everything, and it was just a cool moment, man. Cool moment. Happy to see him back, performing, doing what he loves, and he said that he's gonna do it till he dies, and I'm like, damn, that's gonna be dope, Just
That's
seeing
crazy, Diego.
how.
MetLife concert.
Oh,
Was that this
that's
past one? Let me know.
MetLife. MetLife, is that New York? I remember it rained
That's crazy,
during Call
though.
Out My Name at one point. And I'm like, oh shit.
So dramatic. That's
I know.
intense.
Whew, there's one song I wanted to rain during. Well, Tears in the Rain.
Yeah.
But
For
then
Kissland, that's
Call Out My
fire.
Name. Yeah. But so yeah, there's something about that. Concert's back on. It looked really great.
Hmm.
And yeah, so and then the Idol. I think one thing we forgot to mention last week was the fact that the Idol will be dropping in November. I think so. No, I think we did
We
mention that
mentioned
because we were
it.
like, cool holiday show, regarding misogyny
Mhm.
and corruption in the industry. I remember that. Okay, yeah. So that's something
Coming
we
up.
talked about. Let's see, what else is there?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there was like a report on the Idol. Some guy leaked. I don't know. The source's credibility isn't great, but they're just saying like, yeah, like on the set he was great, but kind of distant. Apparently, he was kind of mad about his lack of control on the show, which kind of feeds into your kind of sentiment about Sam Levinson.
That's Sam Levinson.
Um,
The Sam
yeah,
Levinson effect. You have,
mm,
it's his say or
the highway.
the highway, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
That's understandable. What I'm excited to see what Abel is for Halloween this year. That's the one thing.
yeah, I saw your tweet about that.
I try to see what the community was saying. Someone said he was gonna be his dog. I was like, all right, but like I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's gonna go. I want him to be like a monster. I feel like maybe he's inspired by how much he can mutilate his face from the from like the Dawn FM stuff. I don't know. Do you remember the cover magazine cover he did where it was like the Dawn FM character and it was like super effed up. His mouth was like blown out and stuff. It was like really graphic.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe he's gonna do something really creepy. I want him to do something kind of like really freaky or something, or just like I don't know, like a zombified version of himself, or just whatever character that's like gross. Because I feel like it would look fire. But yeah, I'm just thinking about Halloween, and whenever I think about Halloween, I think about the Weeknd's costumes. So that's
Oh, it's an event. Imagine he just shows
yeah,
up as just like sexy nurse. You
yeah.
know,
He's like Playboy bunny,
Playboy buddy.
cat.
What's her name? Um, just like a Marvel character.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, hey,
Yeah, just
I'm
some.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, dude, because yeah, the Godfather one is maybe
That one was pretty
I
legendary.
don't know which one's the best one between Jack Nicholson
Was that his
Joker.
most recent one? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's the most recent one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You got the Nutty Professor,
that
and
was a
then
good
you
one.
got
I thought his
it
Joker look was great.
was great.
The
Yeah.
prosthetic smile, I thought that was sick.
And also
But
keeping in
yeah.
mind where he was doing the after hours thing.
Uh-huh.
So at that point, he was really into that, like
True.
thick
The evil.
style character. So it kind of fit in well.
Yeah.
And then the Nutty Professor.
That one was
I
so good. The video of
Right.
him like dancing. Yeah. Like right when After Hours kind of dropped, like the top of the year. So he was just like in his little fat suit.
Vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was a
I
good
remember
one.
there's a video of him playing Too Late, and he's like smoking a pipe or
My
like a
favorite.
joint.
He's like so good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what he is. I think I know. Do you know what you're gonna be for Halloween yet? Have you even thought about it?
You know what? My family and I, we've discussed it, and we've considered a couple things like like a Bob's Burgers theme thing. Like my mom and dad, they
Oh,
kind of
do you
embody.
all coordinate like as a family costume?
Sometimes
That's
like
cute.
like during the pandemic year where we were like all locked down, we were like, oh, let's all like dress up as each other. Like let's pick a name out of a hat, and whoever you pick, it's like all of our family members in the box or whatever. We pick a name, and you dress up as him or her, you know. And I got my mom, which was kind of funny, but because I feel like I look like my mom a good amount. So what I did was I took one of her fur jackets, one of her pants, I got some boots and put like some makeup on, you know.
Nice.
And I will never let those pictures hit the light of day, but it looked pretty much like my mom, you know. And my dad got me. So what he did was because I had a pretty big beard at the time, he got like one of those fake beards
Nice.
and like a fake like a toupee, because you know his hairline's a little back there, so he got the toupee, and he got the chain and everything, and
Warrior
he did
shirt.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Warrior shirt, yeah. And he was blasting After Hours, I think,
Nice.
as he was coming down, like revealing himself, because we're all like, all right, let's all go into our rooms, and then on three we'll like walk
Yeah.
up and be like, all right, here we are. And yeah, sure enough, he's blasting like, yeah, After Hours Faith, and
Oh my
I'm just like,
God. That's so fun. Dang.
yeah, no. So
A whole fashion
with all
show.
that said, yeah, with all that said, no, we do not have currently. I don't know what I'm gonna be, but I'm in the market. I haven't looked at
Some
at a
prospects.
scared Halloween. I haven't been in one, but I'm excited to do it.
Ooh, me too.
How about you? Are you do you have like an idea for where you go? Because you and I always have like a
We always do a couples thing.
coordinating thing.
Yeah, last year we were pirates. I was Jack Sparrow. She was what's her name? The most recent one, the Spanish girl. Fuck, I don't know.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, the recent one wasn't that good, but it was just what she had. But this year we're thinking about being Romeo plus Juliet from the movie
Leo
Rome.
DiCaprio?
So I'm gonna be Leo. I forget the actor's name, but I'm looking for the, like, you know, he wears the iconic shirt, right? It's like the button up. I need to find it. Hold on.
See, this is why sometimes I hate talking to Matt, because him and Maya are just so fucking amazing. And I'm just like, what is it? Like, I don't even know what love is at this point.
Oh my
So
God.
that's really cool. That's really cool though. I remember your Matrix one was dope.
Oh, that one was fire. That one was fire.
Yo,
So
you can.
yeah, I'm gonna get
That's
this
cool, I'm
shirt.
picking up. Yeah.
It looks like that. It's fire, bro. The heart. And then I have a big ass fake gun, that I'm gonna have, and yeah, I'm gonna be Leo.
For some reason, when I first saw the shirt, I was like, that reminded me of like Fear and Loathing, and I was like, it would be funny if you and Maya just show up as like, yeah, Benicio del Toro and Johnny Depp
Yeah.
in that movie.
Honestly, it would be
Like,
kind of
just
sick.
show up on just crazy
go.
amounts of drugs and be crawling around.
Yeah.
That's fire, man.
That's gonna be
so
me.
dope. Damn, I gotta step my game up then. Shit,
Hard.
man.
I love it. Yeah.
That is
Usually I don't
hard.
reveal, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
so excited about it. I mean, I'll reveal to the mods, you know. But I mean, come on, bro. That's me right there.
Just scream. That's you on a daily basis.
Yeah, screaming. This crazy comment. Who left this comment? Okay. Search history? What came up?
Okay.
I didn't see it.
That is sweating right now.
Oh shit. Someone said, okay, Kitchen Boy confirmed. I did not say F NFR podcast. I said they have whack tastes, like absolutely abysmal taste. In fact, I don't know why they share them. I think that's kind of worse, actually. I was joking when I said that.
It was satire. It was
It was satire, all right?
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess fucking Matt wants to be all lovey, like, cool with everyone now. So we extend the olive
I was in
branch
hater
to
mode.
our
I was in
podcast.
hater
Yeah,
mode.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, NFR, we're cool now. If that's cool with you, if you're okay with it, we're cool with
No.
you.
We're not cool until we're on the podcast. Until we're on the live. Until we collab. All right. We're still got beef, but I'm not dismissing though. I'm not like, man, F them. But
Okay, you're
yeah.
like it's like when your idols become your rivals type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like these deep dives will take us places. I feel like because I
Mm-hmm.
know there's one video that you've mentioned to me. No, there's two videos you mentioned to me that you're in the process of kind of like workshopping. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I have one that I've already started writing. I'm super excited. It's for, um, I don't think it's a spoiler or anything, but if anything, I'd love for you guys to check out the album.
Hmm.
West Side Boogie's More Black Superheroes. That is a great
Oh.
album. And really tackles like and I want to get into, I don't know, do I want to say it? I kind of want to get into how it addresses like male like masculinity and all that stuff. So I'm super excited to get back to writing that video.
That sounds like a
So
great
I don't
one.
know, man. Yeah, we're gonna be
Lots of ideas in the works, y'all. Telling
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Some bangers. Not just weekend stuff. We'll tell you that. We're gonna talk about everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
and oh man, I have anyways, yeah. So that's gonna do it, I think, for this weekly weekend update. I mean, I'm sure I kind of wanted this segment to be like a little bit of a Kissland follow-up thing, but I think we just BS'd for so long that everyone who wanted to talk about Kissland was like, all right, these dudes are not talking about the weekend.
No, we talked about it a little bit in the beginning. We talked a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, we talked about it.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, you did a great job explaining the whole take on that. I mean, if anything, we'll plug it. So Kissland video, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure everyone here has, but if you haven't seen it, or go check it out. If you want to someone said so, follow up. I mean, honestly, just put the questions in. Let us know. I mean, if you have, there's or you can post the questions in the comments of the Kissland video, because we are going through and reading them all the time. There's new comments every like 30 minutes on that video. But yeah, there's some great takes and some really interesting discussions happening in the comment sections of that video that just got linked right there in the chat.
What do you think is the weekend's worst project?
Worst project? Oh yeah, this was
like
this
objectively worst. Objectively worst. Like not your least favorite, but his worst project.
Probably, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, they're all like good in their own regard, but I think if you're pitting them against each other, it's weird to say this, but it's flip-flopping for me between Starboy and Beauty Behind the Madness. And I know it's crazy to say Beauty Behind the Madness is the worst at all. But Starboy did have more hits. It did introduce his new pop sound. Which, take it or leave it, people don't like that. People like that. I mean, like you said in the Kissland video, it was inevitable that he was going the pop route. And I think just the idea of Starboy, like, and what he did with that album is like really cool. And I wouldn't say it's as inspired or as cohesive as something like Beauty Behind the Madness, which is honestly kind of like his perfected trilogy sound is Beauty Behind the Madness, in my opinion. It's that haunted strip club kind of like polished completely. The haunted strip club sound is completely polished there, and I mean, even it's even confirmed with the fact that like a song from there was on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack, so like that's the perfect setting for music like that. So I think I'll probably say Starboy, even though I know that's like a very popular answer, just because it was that leap into the new modern sound, and whenever you change genres up like that, it's not gonna be fully realized, you know, obviously until he gets to After Hours, and then Dawn FM. But I think Kissland is better as a conceptual album than Starboy, because Starboy was kind of just a playlist of hits, which I'm always down for. I often actually will see myself going to Starboy more often than I will than you would think I would.
No, I that's the thing. I've had that same realization about myself. Like, Working out to Starboy
Yeah.
is that shit, man. Like I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, no. And one thing I will say about Starboy is that I don't think there's not like a linear story to it, but what I do think it is like a character study as to like what does, same way that Kissland was like a character study for what love is in the sense of like transitioning to fame.
Mm-hmm.
It's what is love and what is commitment, what is intimacy when you are that famous person.
Yeah.
So if you go through all the songs, it starts off with I'm a star boy, kind of establishing he's a star.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, let's tackle all these different topics. Let's talk about, Rockin' is about him realizing like I have way too much on my plate to be thinking about, you know, uh, a real relationship and like tendering, nurturing it. I
Right.
just want someone I can vibe with, who I can rock with, all
Right.
that stuff. So I think so for me personally, I think Starboy is in the I don't know if I'm gonna say he's in the upper half of his discography just because when I say that and then I'll think of other albums and be like, ah. But I don't. I think it's actually like I don't know if this is a hot. It was definitely I don't know. It was treated like a hot take and then I got a lot of support on it.
Mm.
My personal take that you didn't endorse, which I was like, damn, okay. You made a point to say I don't endorse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I specifically I said trilogy, but specifically Echoes of Silence, which I know
Mm.
is your favorite. I think um is his worst project just objectively if we're talking about because how I think of The Weeknd is like he's such a um like his timeline is like the exact timeline you would want for a convent like just like the ideal artist, like the way he was able to start with just such a claustrophobic body of work. Then the next album is this conceptual album discussing that transition. And then he goes full pop mode and is still like innovating pop and all that stuff. So when you go back to Trilogy, of course you're gonna find things that he just didn't know at the time. Yeah, or like what to do
Mm-hmm.
and just technically like he didn't know how to um just like what points of songs people liked and what parts to repeat and all that stuff. And so with that said, I think Trilogy is his most unpolished, and obviously, you've mentioned that that's the charm of it is that you're sitting in the
Mm-hmm.
griminess of it. But I still think but if you're looking at it objectively, that's still not great. That's still like a critique I can knock off on
Mm.
Trilogy, and that's kind of why. And I have those critiques more often for that album, specifically Echoes of Silence. Like he had a GQ interview where he's saying like, by Echoes of Silence, I felt emotionally tapped out
Mm.
of that sound,
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly kind of sense of that. There's certain songs where I'm like, ooh, I would want like a minute off, shave a minute off, and I feel like I have that for more of that album than any of his other albums combined. Like think of
Yeah.
After Hours, how absolutely concise that album is. Dawn
Mm.
FM,
Yeah.
super
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
back on that thing. Starboy again is if you want to go into my whole thing about it being like a character study, that's your prerogative. But yeah, no. So that's my take. How do you kind of what do you think about that?
Yeah. First off, thank you, Diego, for coming through.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yeah. I will say Echoes of Silence is not the best of the three for sure. I think I just like it personally just because of the song Echoes of Silence on there. I think is really great. And
Mm.
for Dirty Liana,
Oh, crazy.
obviously, it's I don't know. I just it was one of my first vinyls I got, so it was just kind of nostalgic. But I think obviously House of Balloons is the better of the three. Um, but I think I wouldn't say it's his worst because for the time, the R&B music that was being made didn't sound anything like Trilogy. No matter how unpolished, how wavering, how long, excessively long some of the tracks are, the entire runtime, obviously like when you're just starting out with that, you're not going to get to be able you haven't gone through enough trials and experimentation to be able to trim fat to be able to just make something super concise and poignant. But when it comes to Trilogy, though, I think it's the influence is why I give it, is why I can't even knock those points off for it. The influence.
Are you judging the project, or are you judging like what the project ended up becoming? You know, like, are you like, again, I'm going back to the point of like objectively when you're talking about, you know, the technical aspects. What is the worst album? When you bring in stuff like the influence and like how it changed R&B, then you're kind of going into, you know, like the mythology of the album as opposed to what the actual album itself.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously, like, I can say, like, oh my god, you know, like, Yeezus is the best Kanye album because it influenced, like, all these people. But, like, is it the best, you know, objectively? Probably his best stuff was, like, College Dropout Days, Graduation, you know, in terms of, like, his best is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, right? But it's, like, people just say that, but, like, did that sound influence as much as Yeezus did? No, in my opinion. So when it comes to Trilogy, I think that I can use the influence. It's not really but it's just the impact that The Weeknd it started in changing R&B. That's why he started making Trilogy. That's why he started making music, is because of his iconic sound, the haunted stripper club music, you know. That is like the root of why he started the trilogy of albums. And because of that is why I say the influence that decision made when it came to producing the music and how that paid off and how that influenced all the other R&B albums. I mean, you can technically say this about for all of his albums. You can technically say this for After Hours, Starboy, all of that. They all have their influences because he's just kept innovating. But I think it's just, even objectively, of course, it's not like better produced, but I think the ideas on there, like,
compensate
for the production.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I think
like
just like where he stemmed from, I think he didn't reach that level ever again, maybe until, I would say he reached it again in Kissland, and then he reached it to its fullest in After Hours. I would say if you need to see like the perfect, you know, evolution of Abel, listen to all of Trilogy, then listen to Kissland, then listen to After Hours, and you'll see the full realized vision that he had from the very beginning. And so that's why I'd say like Trilogy, not only is it essential for understanding who The Weeknd is and where he came from and why he made the music that he made and how that influences him today, I still think it's great music. Like I think it's more artful than anything he made on Starboy. In my opinion, it's more unique than Starboy, or like I would say Kissland's probably more unique than Trilogy. But just those two sounds, I would put Kissland and Trilogy above Starboy, is what I'm saying. So that's how I justify it. Is like, he was, even though it's his debut and you always say like, oh, you're always going to make something better than the first thing you make, he kind of struck gold. Like for the first thing, he was like already making waves off of just the ideas of these songs alone and the vibe and the atmosphere he was creating. And I feel like that influences his entire discography from that point on.
Yeah, I mean, we're still seeing. Look at Brent Faiyaz. He's made a living off of
literally
basically just kind of doing Trilogy shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he was talking that shit. Like, The Weeknd was saying real shit when he was saying they're still catching up on my old shit. So like, you know, look, I'm never, you know me, I love Trilogy. That album kind of taught me what, you know, what other young men were feeling, you know, at this time, you know, and what depression is to a certain extent. Not, you know, obviously, like, I got to learn
struggle.
I got to learn what depression is, like, for real, but that album manifested it in a real way that made me be like, wait, why am I feeling this so much? So no, I will never hate on Trilogy. All I'm saying is that if we're talking, and I respect that argument. I love that argument, you know, like, influence is influence, you know, like, he obviously, to this day, we're still seeing it, but in my opinion, again, like, just the idea, I think Tyler had a tweet where he said, like, people don't really know what the worst versus like my least favorite, the difference between those two arguments are. And I just think, objectively speaking, if we're talking about like if you know, if I'm taking Starboy, the way he just technically speaking, like the way he layers his vocals, the effects he's able to have on there, the instrumentals are a lot more, you know, pointed and concise, and the song structure is better.
It's just better made. Like the music, like that's why I said like Dawn FM is not my favorite album by The Weeknd, but it is the best music he's made. Like from a production standpoint. But no, same thing.
So it's cool. So I think that was a really good discussion. Roast me in the comments, you know, or let me know if Matt's the one you're roasting. I don't know. Let's get some thoughts in the comments if you're watching this back, and just what you thought about a whole worst. I don't know, what is the worst Weeknd album to you? If he had, and again, it feels icky coming out of my mouth saying like what is the worst, as if saying like there's something negative about that, but it's just saying like what's the least best. You know what I mean?
Which is hard because they're all good. I mean, honestly,
they're all great. Like look at The Weeknd.
Yeah,
I know you're getting sick of talking about him, but I just appreciate someone who is so fine-tuned and is able to go into the commercial world and still be making music that even the most underground artists, like, they're not pushing it as far as he is, you know? Like what is it that Kendrick said? Like, I'm gonna be the most popular underground artist of all time,
right?
And that's you know, obviously The Weeknd is pop now, but what he does in terms of pushing music is some underground artist shit. So just to wrap up that whole conversation, there it is, wrapped up. So yeah, anyways, let's get into I don't think we have time for penny for our thoughts. But
my penny for my thoughts was the first thing, my little Academy Awards.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Thing.
Yeah. I was just gonna rant about like just how worried about where I am in life, but we don't need to. You guys don't need to hear about that. What's in your rotation, man?
Oh man, okay, let's see. For our final segment here, what's in my rotation? Age, Sex, Location by Ari Lennox. Great album. We talked about that.
Ooh, Jinx.
Yes. I've been listening to it's hard when my things in my rotation are like playlists, you know? So I'll just kind of tell you, maybe I'm listening to my 90s mix a lot. So
yeah, or you could describe like what kind of music you've been leaning towards.
Okay.
You know, some more laid back stuff, some more backpack rapper thing, you know.
Oh yeah. It's been pretty chill.
Doesn't have to be an artist.
Yeah, it's been a lot of laid back stuff, laid back 90s, early 2000s vibes. Been listening to a lot of Tribe, some Tupac, some Outkast, always Lauryn Hill. I'm always listening to Lauryn Hill. Listening to this is great Late Night Drives playlist on Spotify that I was on set last 2 nights and had a long ass drive ahead of me home and at like midnight, so that was kind of keeping me through it. So I was listening to like old Travis Scott, man, like 90210.
Wow.
All that stuff. I've been listening to a lot of old Kanye, just a lot of throwbacks, honestly, that I've been listening to. I've been listening to the Jay Dilla Doom stuff just because I'm reading about Jay Dilla, and I just wanted to go back and see the stuff he did, and his work with Doom is pretty fire. Listening to the new Ways Blood track. That one's pretty sick. Excited for that new album.
See that.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
It's a vibe. Kind of similar.
I was just gonna ask, is it along the same kind of sonic?
It's familiar. It's definitely familiar. Yeah. But it's good. I just like to know that she's dropping stuff. Except she's dropping a new album as well. But yeah, other than that, revisited the JID album several times. But yeah, just kind of chill 90s kind of skate. I have a great Spotify playlist called The Skate Shop, which is just all like songs you would hear on when you're playing like Skate, the video game. Skate is like it was so, or if like just famous '90s hip hop stuff. So it's like a lot
the
of
mobile game.
the if you ever played the PS3 game Skate, it's just like kind of like GTA, but you're a skateboarder and you have like a whole city.
I only know Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That's the only,
Yeah,
that's the only
that's the
thing
other good one.
Oh man,
Yeah,
soundtracks on those are incredible.
Yeah, Kitchen Boy said listening to a lot of Steve Lacy for sure. Always love Steve Lacy. Someone said The Cure, fire. Ramones, Fleetwood Mac, very nice. Titanic Rising is a great album. I'm trying to get into this. My objective for next week or for next time we talk about what's in our rotation, I really want to get into Deftones because I've been hearing a lot of great stuff, and for some reason this one week every one of my friends were listening to them, like on like several people who were not connected at all were posting that they were listening to Deftones. I was like, all right, like maybe they're on something. So that's my next Sonic venture. But yeah, those are Sonic Journey. Yeah, but that is what's in my rotation so far.
There you go. Yeah, for myself, obviously I was listening to a lot of Kissland, but less Kissland than you'd expect, honestly. Like it's kind of weird because I listen to like the opposite vibe of whatever I'm editing. Like if I'm editing a Kendrick Lamar video, you'd think I'd be listening to rap. I'm listening to like R&B. When I'm editing a Weeknd video, I'll be listening to. Last time for the Dawn FM deep dive, I was listening to freaking 2020 Experience, Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's weird. I just like changing the vibe. I don't know. I've been really going back to, just because I think I mentioned to you guys, like it's been a pretty busy week, and one of my comfort albums, just like the Chandler meme from Friends, where he's just holding onto a vinyl, is Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z.
Nice.
This album, it's his debut album. It is incredible. It's just like honestly, it's maybe in my opinion the best hip hop album. Like again, like how I've heard it described to me is like, rap is the art, hip hop is the culture, and if we're talking about the culture, I think this album is like the genesis of a lot of it. So, and a lot of stuff is sampled from here that you guys know of. H-Sex Location's another good one. And one last album I want to go ahead and spotlight is this artist or this duo that I really like called HYBS. I sent it to you the other day. They have a new album called Making Steak, and it is just super euphoric.
Yeah, what kind of music
lovely.
is it?
How I describe it is you take the vibe of like a Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1 and turn it into like ballads.
Okay.
And like up tempo.
That's
fun
fun.
Little, like it's very light. It's fun. It's cute. It's lovey dovey, and it's really great. I don't know. I just the lyricism is nice and heartfelt and great, sincere, and it just does everything you want it to do. I think some of my standouts, if just to give you something to look forward to listening to, Dancing with My Phone is one of those songs where you just kind of want to, if you're
I've heard that song. Yeah. Okay.
It's on the summer.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs when
That's
you're cleaning around the house, you'll just start swaying a little bit. It's a good vibe. Would You Mind, Rockstar, Prettiest to Me, great songs. Would definitely go recommend that. And one last thing, did you mention the Kenny Beats album on this?
Oh yeah. No. That's another thing I was listening to. Check out Louis by Kenny Beats beat mixtape, pretty fire. If you guys like beat tapes, it's very much J Dilla-esque. I could see very strong influence. But yeah, it's really cool. There's a really interesting track with JPEG Mafia on it that is an instrumental you wouldn't think JPEG Mafia would be on, but it works really well. I think the song is called Still. But
first country song. Great.
Yeah. It's his Taylor Swift impression, which he has expressed he loves Taylor Swift, by the way, and Carly Rae Jepsen. But no, it's great. I would check it out. Louis, best project Kenny Beats has dropped in a minute, in my opinion. I didn't think his Denzel Curry stuff was that innovative, but Louis is fire. But yeah, that was my last rec for the day.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That has been another edition. Our Thoughts Live. Tune in every week. Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. Same time, same channel. And yeah, this has been a very juicy episode, I think.
Definitely
we had
juicy.
A lot of great discussions. Maybe some not relevant to your taste, but hopefully you enjoy the passion. But yeah, thank you. Subscribe, leave a like, because might as well. And
go watch the Kissland video.
We'll watch it to Abel. I'm gonna link it one more time. Yeah. Send it to the Weeknd and let them know that that we
send
just
you.
let them know.
See, the boys over at OTP sent you, and he's like, if he's like, who's OTP? Be like, just ask NFR podcast. They'll tell you.
That's true. There you go. Linked in the chat. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.
Peace.